Do you honestly believe that you could erect a fence, a physical fence across South Africa?
Look, it's doable. And
how much do you, just on top of your head, how much do you think you can do that?
Well, obviously we are talking well over billions.
Can't be billions. It should be more than billions.
No, it is actually. And if estimated, I'm talking about 20
billion.
Yes.
So what kind of a physical area would you guys want?
Well, if you listen to what the president is saying, he talks about building a wall.
Yeah.
Because that's a permanent solution to that problem. If you build a fence, I don't think it's even going to take an hour. They would destroy it, damage it, create holes, and still come through. But when you build a wall, you are giving them a little bit of a challenge to can be able to think when they go up and when they come down. Mm-hmm. Because the problem is not about going up, it's actually about coming down.
Yeah.
So it's one thing that I wouldn't have the insight of.
Yes.
But what I do know is that the president is very much serious about this. And I was listening to his interview just 3 days ago when he was talking about it, and people were asking him that it's impossible, it's not going to be able to happen.
Oh, well, I'm also one of those who thinks it's impossible. If it was possible, Donald Trump would have done it because he was as serious as Gayton is.
Yeah. So, and I would like to remind them of what happened in the Central Karoo.
Okay.
The man gave himself 100 days to can eradicate an 80-year-old problem of toilets in the Central Karoo, and he only did it in 100 days. He eradicated that bucket system toilet in the Central Karoo. He also donated his salary for the whole year. He was not getting paid. He actually donated it back to the people of the Central Karoo to can service their vehicles, because when he got there, cars of the metro there were not working, ambulances were not working, and that money went back to the community to can be able to service those cars. He managed to create jobs for the people of the Central Karoo, and all in 100 days, as he has said. He said it before he went in, and he also said it before he went out. He never promised people the Dubai, but he gave people what they want. Today, as we speak, people are flushing toilets. They are not going to.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
I want to get back to the wall.
Yeah.
The reason I believe it will not be anything less than $1 trillion is because, the Great Wall of China took many years.
Correct.
I don't think it would have been done in a democracy. Well, maybe such other democracies are more united than ours.
Yes.
Because maybe people are a nation and they pull together. Mm-hmm. Whenever anyone takes office and take power, they just continue with whatever what the country wants.
Yes.
The reason I'm saying I don't think of it as $1 trillion is, let's just talk about it's for me. Mm-hmm. I would think it's cheaper.
Yeah.
For me, it's cheaper to just put policies.
Yeah.
To me, that's according to me. Just put policies and hire more people who are guarding these people. Make it difficult for people who come illegally and come to do illegal things. But let's talk about that as well.
Yeah.
I watched, that debate that Mackenzie was on.
Yes.
And they went to Bait Bridge, and then if you remember.
No, you travel every day. You cannot stamp the passport every day while we are coming back.
How are you, sis? It's good to say. Liribo? Okay. Iripi passport? Irapera?
Yes.
Ifedile? Okay, says
I failed to apply another.
All right. Uthi passport eZimbabwe imalini because liyakhala lithi ngeke, the reason aluyazi kuya eSouth Africa is because imali passport iyadura. Imalini kanti passport?
Passport yenza 3,200 rands. Passport enye nje. So
3,200?
Yes, 3,000.
Only one passport?
Only one passport.
Uyazi ukuthi passport imalini in South Africa?
Angazi.
Okay, it costs around 400, 500, some of them.
The passport.
Yeah.
Ukusebenzisa usithole passport ngoba yiko sithola khona imali ngapha eSouth Africa.
Remember that. So it's a clip of a guy that I stood there and I listened to him, and I realized this guy is honest. He says it costs him around, and I asked my Zimbabwean brothers, it cost him around 3,600 for a passport. That's what it cost them. And because they live in Beit is inside Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
They come daily to come and work in Musina. I don't know the practicalities of that, but that's what they do. And one of the things he said is, if they stamp him every day, his passport will run out. I want you to understand this. It will run out. It means those 3,500 or 3,600 price will come more often for him.
Yes.
Because it's very expensive. But do you understand that even people who come in with good intentions, they end up being affected? Because I think our issues might go to policies.
Yes.
In policy, because it's less expensive to go to policy, and you are cutting a lot of things. Maybe you're employing more people to be who police these things, and you employ other avenues, you improve technologies to do than physically building a wall. Because by the time we finish to physically build a wall around all South Africa, I mean, people will just swim across. You know how they get to Europe. Yes. You know, if you go to St. Lucia, Mozambicans, Swatis, I mean, they'll just, it's next to impossible. Rather, you know, people say I'm aggressive. I'm saying just annex Lesotho and Zimbabwe. No, Lesotho and Swaziland. I mean, it's easier for me as an African because I love African people. Just annex these things and get away, because people they know it's important for us as Africans to unite, but people, they don't want to annex this thing so we can move. But this is your space for you guys to tell us what are the solutions there. Because on this one of a physical barrier, I think it's impossible.
Let me put it like this. Let me start with the physical wall itself. How long did it take engineers to build Mall of Africa? Do you have any idea?
No, indulge me.
That mall, according to the size of it, according to the complexity of the structure, according to manpower, and all the time that is needed to build that mall, it was supposed to take them more than 10 years to do it. But they built it within, 2 years? So people are underestimating the technology we have. And you can look at your Bowen properties, for an example. Those guys can build more than 300 units in 6 months. What makes it impossible for him to do it? And this is one thing that I think as ordinary South Africans, we tend to look down on, or we don't go to the extent of looking at it from that angle, to say engineers right now are breaking records in terms of building structures. And I'm not talking about your cheap structures. I'm talking about proper buildings. So building a wall, a straight line, it's not going to be an issue.
I think you think I'm saying it's impossible. I agree with you, it's possible. But the hard work, let me tell you, for example, in a democracy, you can't do that. It's given. You need a dictator to do that. Yes, a benevolent dictator will do that very easy. In a democracy, the way we work, that man will be sabotaged. He won't even have one plant to produce anything.
One thing that we are aware of.
Yes.
One thing that
he
we
will
are
be
aware
sabotaged from day one until. So in a democracy, you can't achieve those things. To raise a trillion just a few years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, SARS was collecting $1 trillion per year. And imagine all those collections, we ignore them and then we send them to the wall. It's of course they will break it down in many years. But all I'm saying is I want us to leave this debate of the wall by agreeing that it is possible, but not in this dispensation, because it will never happen. It will never happen. So why does Gayton hate Africans so much? I know he will say, I don't, but why does...
It's not a matter of hate so much.
Okay.
It's a matter of applying the rule.
Okay.
Because when you look at the Constitution itself, it makes it clear. This is not even party politics. This is not even a position that a political party should take. It's a matter of the governing party applying the rule. Mm-hmm. So when you talk about Africa and you talk about Africans, we do have, the love for it. That's why we are clear. We are not saying any African that is in the country must go back. We are saying illegal ones. Mm-hmm. Meaning that if you do not meet the requirement of the laws of the country in order for you to be here, you are a criminal. You are going against what the constitution of the country is saying. So to answer you regarding the guy who's spending 3,000 rand, in the immigration law, it makes it easy, right? If you are someone seeking employment in this country, we have what we call a scarce skill list that the government has already outlined, which is, I think, of 2002, 2022. Yes. So it clearly states that it is the responsibility of the employer to can prove to the labor department that they have went out and they have looked for a specific person and they didn't find. And once that happens, they are allowed to hire these people. So once you pay that amount of money for you to get a working visa within the country, you can work. But you must follow the line of march. You must follow the rules of the country. So whatever it is that you are applying for, it must be part of the scarce skill. If it's not there, then it simply means it's reserved for South Africans. Mm-hmm. So this is what I'm talking about. But when you look at what is happening now currently in South Africa, our brothers and sisters are not helping us. They are doing more harm than good. Mm-hmm. When you look at some of the statistics in terms of the crimes that are unsolved within the police service, it's cases that they have evidence, like your fingerprints, DNA and everything, but they are untraced. They can't find these people. And that is a problem.
Because you are fighting an inevitable failure. Because, I'm battling to find the correct way there. The fight that you're fighting, you are not going to win. And I'll tell you why you are not going to win. You are not going to win because people would rather die than go home and suffer. You understand that part, right?
They've already said it.
Yes. So you're going to have blood on your hands because this is what people are pushing you to do. So they can come and discampaign you. That's what I'm saying. In a democracy, the things that you want are next to impossible.
No.
Because let me tell you, you are going to end up killing people.
Not necessarily.
I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
People are not going to move, and people are going to disobey you. South Africans, very poor South Africans, who complain to you and complain to Dudula. By the way, congratulations on on the outcome of the results they came on the by-elections.
It's clear. It's clear.
Yeah, sure. It's clear. You guys are flying high. So Dudula is only campaigning in 3 provinces, including Limpopo.
Yeah.
And they were beaten there in Limpopo. Not so bad. Not so bad. But it just shows you that the people who say Abahambe, who are inside the ANC, and they know the problems, there's the solution. They know. Let me tell you, you guys are going to suffer the same thing that EFF suffers.
Yeah.
You are going to be seen as a lobby group that does something specific. So people, almost like you are side chicks of politics. People don't want you.
Yeah.
They only want you when there's trouble. So, for example, if there's a community somewhere that is battling against foreigners, they're going to call you.
Yes, Kisini is one of those.
Exactly, because that's what the EFF has been rendered.
Yeah.
They make it as if it's a desk.
Yeah.
Of people, whenever someone does something, either it's racism, these people needs EFF.
Yeah.
And whenever they are happy, they will go and forget what the EFF has done. They will forget what you guys have done.
Yeah.
They will go and vote ANC. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Look at the numbers that ANC is pulling. It's pulling big numbers. You ask yourself, these people who are complaining every day about the ANC, they vote ANC.
Yeah.
And it's so surprising. And the reason I'm saying you guys are going to be rendered at desk is because they know how passionate you are against something.
Yeah.
And whenever they have problem, they're going to go to you. What is your stance and how are you going to avoid that?
You are forgetting something, my brother.
Remind me.
You said we are living in a democratic country.
Yes.
Right. And where we have the majority of the people being us. And by us, I mean black people.
Yes.
So the majority of us are asking for the rule of law to be applied. And there isn't any political party at this present moment that is willing to apply the rule to its fullest, meaning the good side and the bad side of it. So PA is not a organization that wants to be liked. It wants to do the right thing. And doing the right thing does not necessarily mean when it's only okay. Even when it's bad,
yes,
we are willing to do it. So I disagree with you when we are saying we are going to be side chicks of the organization, of the political parties. We are not.
Yes.
Because when you look at what the majority of South Africans are saying right now, they are saying close borders. Because we've got our own internal issues that we need to deal with.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Majority of South Africans say close borders.
Yes.
If you hold a referendum, people, a lot of South Africans would say close borders.
Yes.
The food that we are eating is enough for us, but people are coming outside and eat our food. They will agree with you, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
But they will still not vote you. It's the same challenges that we had 10 years ago when Julius Malema tested the political disappointments. They will promise him and they will tell you everything. People are tired of the ANC.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they are still going to vote ANC.
The ones that are voting for ANC right now, they are what I would like to call beneficiaries of corruption.
It's not true. And I'll tell you why it's not true. You will say in the same breath that ANC is benefiting few people, because it's true.
Yeah.
The people who are actually benefiting from
very few.
The wrong things of the ANC are very few.
Very few.
But you ask yourself for why all these people are you say they're benefiting. People are afraid of voting out ANC.
Correct.
Because if they replace ANC, they are honestly afraid that Patriotic Alliance might lose tenders, grants and stuff. And you would think it's education. Sometimes it's not even education. It's so complex. People don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, the EFF is the EFF, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'm saying it in front of you. Is the best political party in terms of organization, in terms of honoring its people.
Yeah.
They flip-flop because politics is about flip-flopping. But the EFF is the best political party. It has the best cadres. It has one of the best track record. But you know what it doesn't have? It has never led anything in government. And you know what people are saying? We don't trust them because of that. I'm telling you, it's one of the most lousy.
I agree.
There's nothing that you would say, you know, the EFF must just do this to win. EFF has done everything to win. And this is where I'm saying you are going there. You are going to get to a place that to win. You've done everything politically correct for you to win elections, but you're just not going to win it.
You know,
explain how are you going to do it.
You actually touched one of my most favorite topics.
Yes.
When I meet with the EFF guys, they always say that. But you would agree with me when I say there was a plan for the president to go to the Central Karoo. Currently now, we have the deputy president as the
premier candidate.
MMC of transport.
Yes.
One of the most difficult portfolio.
Yes.
He is not sitting in his office and waiting for calls. He's out on the street on daily basis. If you go to the city of Joburg right now, you will find the streets different, even in the townships, not only in the suburbs, in the townships where he comes from.
Yes.
So we understand what leadership is. We are not here to rule people. We are here to be the servants of the people. And I think that's what would separate us completely from any other political party.
Yes.
I would give it to EFF to say they have mastered to can manipulate the minds of people, but we are not in politics to manipulate people.
But how is the EFF manipulating people?
You know, with EFF, you will never pass 4, 5, 6 robots without seeing a poster.
Yes.
And that's very manipulative because it conditions you to see the red color. Automatically, when you go and look at the ballot paper, your eyes will tell you and your mind will tell you, look for the red color, nothing else.
You know, so the argument that you are putting, it's only a guy, a broke guy who doesn't work, who says, these chicks are looking for guys who are